Hi everyone, Tessa Lamping here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hoppy Easter, everyone. I just wanted to fit in a quick March monthly recap. And as you can see, it says that I lost overall $346. Now, the last, what is that? Like over 120 bucks um, has been from these two trades right here because I sized up and the trade went against me. Majority of my trades were actually winners, as you can see the percentage over here. Let me move this up. Um, so these were the last two big losers that account for over half or about half of the loss. Um, but you can see on the side, yes, I have a couple big percent losers, but if you follow me on Profitly, I do pretty much recaps of almost all my trades after usually the evening after the markets close, and you'll know that yes, it's a big percent loss, but the way I managed the money and the risk management was why it's such a small dollar loss, because I accounted for the potential to lose 15%. So when you have big percent losses, if you account for them dollar wise, then the percent isn't a big deal. Same with the 18. Now this one, um, I had sized up, and so the big loss, uh, big dollar loss is with the bigger size. So a lot of my wins, which they're still not huge wins, they're with the smaller size. But I did have more small wins, singles, than losses. So I just wanted to go over that. And on Profitly, I'll leave links. This is Trader Sync. I have the elite version. You can import your trades, and it does all this for me. Um, but for the calendar, it'll show more reds than greens because, like I said, the dollar loss, because I didn't use large enough size to cover the commissions, that's why I'm more red than green. But I had more green than red. Hopefully that makes sense. And of course, this is even in the morning and I still yawn. And I've had a cup or two of coffee already, so I'm not even tired. Sorry about that. It must be just a weird thing my body does when I have videos. But yeah, this is my March. The thing that I'm kind of toying with a little bit more is, where'd it go? The management. Well, the management, the simulator, and the evaluator. Right now, Trader Sync is working on a filter so that way I can choose which trading portfolio I want to simulate or evaluate. Right now, this includes my paper trades and my live trades, which I want to just be able to evaluate my my portfolio separately. So, like I have just my live trades, I want to know. Um, these patterns and how I would perform if I didn't make these mistakes. I would be up about 1,200 bucks right now, but this is comparing it to my paper trades as well, and I want it with so that way I can see what I did right and wrong with my paper trading, and also to evaluate just my live trading portfolio. But I'll still leave a link to TraderSync because this is something they're working on. This is still a new trading journal, and they're just amazing, and so many. They love taking on traders' ideas and incorporating it, and they're always improving this journal. So I'll leave a link for TraderSync below if you wonder what platform I'm or which subscription I'm using, I use Elite, and that gives you access to everything. But that's one of the things that I'm messing around with right now, is I want to know how well I'd be doing if I avoided these mistakes. And I'd be up a lot more, but it's hard to get an accurate thing because um, of my paper trading profits on the simulator. Um, Again, this has to do with my paper trading profits. And so basically where this choppiness is right here is my live trading. This is the beginning of my paper trading and then my live trading. So like right here, I want to know basically the same thing um, for like my first green day overnight holds, my first green days, morning panic dip buys, higher low dip buys, morning spike panic dip buys, multi-day breakouts, multi-month breakouts. I have not available because that's when I just randomly trade and there's no pattern to it. I want to know OTC breakouts. And this is another thing. So I began trading with like listed panic dip buys, and so I have morning panic dip buys, but then I also ordered OTC panic dip buys because um, OTCs, they would have more big morning panics, and then later in like the afternoon area, they'd have panic dip buys. So then I didn't know what to name those. So then I was just trading OTCs, and so I wanted to track the OTC panic dip buys when they panicked like in the afternoon. Then I should have started where I separated it from morning panic dip buys versus listed morning panic dip buys, and then I couldn't decide, do I want to just have it morning panic dip buys for, doesn't matter if it's listed or OTCs, but then I'm like, well, how can I track listed panics versus OTC panics if I just have it as morning panics? So there's a lot of stuff that I'm figuring out and trying to figure out how to put it in my tracker, because it doesn't hurt to be specific, because then I can see if I do better on listed panics or OTC panics. And so I one of these days need to go back through and just really define what pattern or strategy that I'm working with. Because like with swizzles, there's ones that for like an hour or the whole day is swizzle, and it's like, do I want to just do I call them the swizzles, or do I call them an OTC breakout? Is an OTC breakout a multi-month breakout, or a multi-day breakout, multi-week breakout? So this is where I'm currently at, is how do I categorize these strategies to be able to track them? And that's my biggest fault right now that I'm trying to figure out, is how do I categorize and track these patterns, which means I'll have to go through every single trade, live trade, and retrack them, because a lot of in my beginnings I thought I knew what I was trading, like dip buys. Well, a dip buy for me was any stock that was uptrending and then dipped. Or even, I don't think I bought downtrending dips too much, but would that be a panic dip buy? Would that be a dip? And these are all the questions that I've been figuring out on my journey. And now that I'm becoming more of a conscious trader, in my opinion, um, I'm trying to really specify which kind of setups I'm taking. Because if you're in the trading challenge, you'll see like Tim Lento's webinars where he looks at the chart and he knows almost like instantly what setups these traders are taking. And then he'll go into the intraday, and then he'll say, oh, it's probably this kind of trade, and then he'll go into the commentary, and it is that trade. I want to be like that. I want that kind of predictability and consistency, which I just tweeted about today. Today's Easter Sunday, so Sunday, April 4th, 2021. Um, and by this time next year, I want that predictability. I want that consistency. And I think a lot of that will be when I can identify which patterns that I'm trying to trade and um, figure out what the heck to call them. But I don't know if necessarily calling them uh, is that important, but I feel like it is when it comes to tracking them, like I just said below. So, yes, this is the original, but like I said, this is all with paper trading and live trading, and they're working on being able to separate it. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out. So if I take all these off, let's see, maybe it's not right there, in the evaluator. So this is a cool little thing where it has the colors of all my different strategies that I currently have um, listed or added. And you'll see that the morning panic dip buy, I have the most trades on, um, which this has been my main focus, and it's been up and down oh, quite a bit, but I have the most. Uh, I've traded this strategy the most, so as I figure out and write all the setups that I've done, I'll be able to see my results better. Because like right now, I've only done 14 trades with what I thought was the swizzle pattern, and that's another thing. When I first began trading, I would add the setup that I thought I was doing. But as you get more experience as a trader, you can go back through all those setups and be like, what the heck is this pattern? How did I think this was a dip buy? Or how did I think this was a panic or a breakout or something like that? And so you can reevaluate it and say, like, you have no idea what it is. That's where NA, not available. That's what I did down here, where you can see that I have a NA right here, not available, because that's like a random trade. I don't know what that strategy is. So, um, like, I have one NA in here. Right, is that one? No. It's that. Nope, not that one. Which one is it? I don't even know which one's the NA. Sorry. Well, wherever it is. I only did like one trade that was NA, so I can't even find it. But I lost money on it. And so um, I could go through, see which ones that I have no clue what I traded, put it as NA, and then I can see how many I lost or won with that unknown strategy that was like a random trade. And like right here, you'll see with this swizzle, I've lost a lot, but I've only taken 14 trades, so that's insufficient amount of data. And same with the OTC breakouts. Now this is where it's like, what kind of OTC breakout? Is it an intraday breakout? So I need to put is an OTC intraday breakout, which is kind of like the swizzle pattern. So do I even track the swizzle pattern? These are the questions that I'm asking myself because of this evaluator. And I need to know this information so that way I can become predictable. I can become consistent. And um, I can have reliable data that actually shows my consistency. Because, like the OTC Panic Dip Buy, I started making this for the afternoon breakouts, where I'm doing really well with the afternoon breakouts. I'm kind of choppy with the morning panic dip buys, but this is with morning panics, both OTC and listed over time. So I need to separate the morning panics from or the listed morning panics from the OTC morning panics because I trade them differently, and I need to know my results for both. So uh, that way, when I want to compare my listed results, I can just click listed morning panics, listed breakouts, listed blah, 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 and then separate that with OTCs. And then you'll see where I have just dip right here, because then it's like, well, if it's a first green day overnight, did I buy it as it was spiking into strength, or did I buy it on a dip? So I add dip, which I'm so dip setups. That kind of shows that when I buy on dips, it's more profitable, and that's something else where it's like, okay, how do I know if it's on a first green day overnight hold and a dip? So that's something I also need to figure out how to track. But at least I can see maybe if I add strength and I tag it with strength, you can see that I'm buying the breakout or whatever into strength. Or if I add dip, I'm buying the breakout after the strength and on the dip. So these are little things that I'm toying with, and I need to have figured out, and I'm curious to see how it'll be a year from now, because this is my main focus and something I just recently thought about, thanks to studying so much of Tim Lento's challenge webinars in the Timothy Sykes Millionaire Challenge, which I'll also link. I'll leave a link to Profitly. So that way you can see this kind of setup, because you can track your trades on Profitly, which Tim really recommends if you don't necessarily want your stuff all public. I'll leave also a link for Trader Sync, because this gets really detailed with charts and stuff like that too. And there's different features on each. So also, if you want to sign up to the trading challenge or be a student, I'll leave a link for some of the stuff. I'll leave a link for my blog post or my blog, so that way you can get more information, because you guys will probably ask me tons of questions. Those are the links that I can think of currently for your trading review. Actually, I'll also leave a link for, let me pull this up here, because I recently became an affiliate with Scripts to Trade, and this is another way that I've been tracking my trading results. So let's see if I can move this. No, I can't move my recording screen down, so I'll just move this out of the way if I can figure out how I can do it. Maybe. We'll see if that works. Which it did, cool. So I've been using Scripts to Trade's abnormal volume indicator to compare where my entries are to where this volume indicator comes in, because I want to buy into strength, ideally, or so that way a trade is more liquid. And so let's see, I'll just go ICD right now. Which day did I trade? I'm still learning this charting software, so my apologies. Let's go 20 days ago, maybe. Can I customize it? Time frame. So I want, sorry for this, so time frame, I want intraday. Here. No. Sorry about this. I swear I could have done it where Time interval. Can you do custom? I don't. I guess 20 days. 1 minute. Oh, custom. Sorry. So on the 11th, for example, not June, March. So March 11th. I want 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. Um, so for an example, I love this pattern, and this was the day ICBU broke out. 11th, so right in here is a breakout, and I love the strength right in here because there's lots of volume to get in and out easily. So I bought it kind of on this dip of a spike right as it broke out. So that was really good, and I love this abnormal volume indicator, as you can see where it is right there, because it shows that there's liquidity, which means I could get in and out of a trade. The stock's hot right here, um, and it's also with those white candles. See? So I got in like right here, I believe it was. So it shows in blue over here, 115, and I believe that's actually where I bought. So it's just beautiful, and it's a simple indicator that I love that shows that there's liquidity in there. They also have, they can create scripts on Thinkorswim and TradingView, I believe it's called. So also I'll leave a link to scripts to trade, and you can use my discount code TESSA10, all caps, which I'll leave below, and really look, take a look at these, and I think it can help you. Like this backside indicator, it'll say that it's starting to go towards the backside, and it's like, this is the backside. Obvious, right? You think that's obvious, it's simple. Well, a lot of traders don't know when the backside is, and this is fairly accurate. They wrote a blog post on it, so I definitely recommend checking it out, because if you're a short trader, this could be useful. Now, it's not 100% accurate, nothing is, but it's really a good indicator. Because if you're going long, you're writing all this up. It's like, hey, maybe you should take profits here. Maybe you should take profits here. Maybe you should take profits here. Oh, here's the potential backside. You might want to take your profits because the stock's going back down. And then if you're short, it's like, okay, get ready, get ready, get ready. Okay, now here's the potential backside. So, I mean, it works both ways, and I love the idea of it, and I love it. So, that's a really good idea. Now, I think it's for just TradingView, which I haven't used, but I read about this and I've had some good reviews on it. So definitely check it out. And this is scripts to trade, which I'll leave a link below, and discount code TESSA10 to help you guys out. But back to what I was saying, I want to go over my kind of best trades and worst trades. And by best trades, it's not necessarily percent wise, kind of is, but it's also dollar wise. So GTII I want to go over because I kind of forgot that 3% max was my limit for morning panic dip buys. And now I was having broker issues and I did enter a little bit early, but I still want to go over it because I mean it's good to go over your losses. So GTII, I dip bought the morning panic here. It wasn't like a huge panic, so this is another thing that I'm working on. Also, a lot of morning panics these days have just been gradually fading all day, like this one. And so I dipped on here. I tried selling right here, couldn't get executed because I was dumb in uploading a YouTube video, which took up my internet, which made up my my platform slow. So E-Trade's confirmation window was delayed in the pop-up, which I believe did have an influence on my not being able to get out. Plus, I thought I got in at a different price than I did. I got in like 390. I thought I got in at 395, but I really got in at 392. And then I got a little bit greedy in here, trying to make some sort of profit. And then when it bounced up right here, I didn't take the like 2 cent loss because I thought it was a 5 cent and I wanted it to be like retest 399 just for some kind of win. So I got a little stubborn in here. Ended up cutting it at 364 right in here after this bounce. So like right here, 364. Which, yeah, it did bounce up to the 390s again right up here, but after it went down. So had I dip bought it like maybe right in here to the 390s, that would have been a better dip buy. But it wasn't even an ideal panic. Yes, it double bottomed right here, but it's just the panics have been gradually fading, and so I deserve that loss for getting greedy. Then, and it's not like I didn't try to cut it. If you go watch my Profit Lee videos, you'll see my mindset there. Now this one, I saw that yes, it had the big dip, but it came back and I got it in at 0245 when I thought this kind of consolidation, because I had it on the 5-minute chart. So right here, when I was going in right here, I thought like, hey, made it higher low. It's kind of consolidating right in here. I bought it on the perk, and I thought it could retest the highs or at least retest 2.6. It went to 2.51, basically 2.5, and so I was up. I was thinking it would spike to, like I said, 2.6s, 2.8s in the morning, and I would just take a single. Usually this pattern was working, but right now it's iffy. If it's going to gap down a bunch, just have a big morning panic and whatnot. And so let me go on this daily chart. It was just a first green day, and I thought it would continue because it was fairly strong, and it had been down quite a bit. And so I figured first green day, hold overnight, and sell into the morning spike or small gap up. And when I get back into it, go to 1 minute. Instead, what happened was pre-market, it was actually up 4 or 5%. I was pretty happy, which it means nothing because a lot of the times the market makers promote, whoever is buying in the morning will make it seem like it's up higher than it is. To lure traders in, so that way traders are buying and they can sell into the buyers. So it ended up gapping down over 17%. I was like, shoot. So with 4 minutes left to go into the market, I had to decide, do I hold it and hope that it bounces up? I'm like, no. I don't care if it goes up eventually. It's gapping down. I'm not going to start creating bad habits and holding and hoping. It is not a strategy. I will not last in the market if I'm holding and hoping. So as soon as 9:30 Eastern hit, 6:30 my time, I hit the sell button. I wanted out. I ended up with what I believe it was a 13% loss, which is better than 17, but dang, yeah, 13.88. I didn't make any mistakes. It was just a pattern that it failed. And I had a $400 size, so half my size of this dip buy, but double the loss, so double the dollar loss too. And so it's just one of those things that happens. And so it panicked over 17% and then spiked exactly where I wanted it. And so it was just one of those trades that were a pain in the butt, and I took my loss. I'm not going to create bad habits, and it's just one of those unfortunate situations that are annoying. But the pattern's still there, and like I said, one thing I'm going to adapt though with these first green days is I will look for this consolidation. Ideally, it's not so choppy of consolidation. I'll buy close to the where my risk level is, or risk, which I was just risking 0242, or basically my entry, or green to red, which unfortunately with the gap down, it was definitely a red. So it blew way past my risk, and I just had to take it. um, but my new strategy is on these first green days is buying near um, the risk and selling into strength, into the close, and not holding it overnight until it seems like that pattern's working again. So just a little annoying, little adaptation, but nothing unmanageable. Now I want to go into my biggest percent win, and I feel like it's one of my best trades uh, because it's a solid pattern, and there's just this is one that I really want to focus on, which is on the 11th. So this breakout, it doesn't look like much, but it was just a nice, clean breakout. It had, let me zoom in a little bit more. It had this consolidation and then just the breakout. And I was just going through my OTC list, and it was a top percent gainer, and it had some volume. So I just looked at it and I was like, whoa, I love this pattern. And then I'm like, oh, it's a multi-day breakout. This is perfect. I need to buy the breakout. And so I drew the line right there. I saw that 0.0115 basically was the breakout. And so, oops, I have to go back to custom, my bad. The 11th. And so I saw it. I'm like, hey, there's my line. That's the breakout. And this is what I was showing you with Think or Swim with the scripts to trade abnormal volume indicator. A lot of traders, they may miss like one step, and one step could be detrimental. And this is the volume. So there's increased volume. It's a breakout. Buy into it. Either into strength as it's breaking out or on this dip. As long as there's volume, there's liquidity. And that's what I love about the scripts to trade indicator is that it's like, hey, you may not notice the volume down here, but you're going to notice these arrows right underneath this. It's a good indicator for me with the right setups and the right patterns that this could be a potential entry or exit. So it was just a beautiful, clean chart. I would have preferred to get in here, but I saw it as it was spiking because that's when it popped up on my list. I bought here on the dip, right in here, and I sold into strength up here. So it was just a beautiful single. And this is the exact pattern that I'm looking for is the breakout, the spike, consolidation, spike. It's, I don't want to say it's simple because over 90% of traders lose, and with my small size, I'm technically in that category, and none of these are recommendations or buy or sell. I'm not recommending anything. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't follow me. 9% of traders lose. All those disclaimers. So this is just for entertainment purposes only. But this is what I'm focusing on. And in my opinion, I want that spike, consolidation spike, and ideally I want to buy right in here, risking right here, and selling up to here. That's it. No holding overnight. But I don't know about in this case, but that's just my plan, is to buy, sell. And I'm just really proud of this trade, even though I bought it right here, but it was a breakout, so ideally it could have kept running, and in a nice market, it would keep going, which, let me just check again, the breakout, so it did continue the next day, but that's okay. That's just the pattern that I'm working on. So these are my two kind of, this is just an unfortunate trade that happened, out of my control, but I handled it with discipline. So it's actually a good trade. Just it happens. And then GTII, this was an example of a stubborn trade, and I'm glad that I did cut it, because this is an example of holding and hoping and losing a lot more than one would want to lose. So although I had mistakes, I had errors, I got greedy, broker issues, internet issues, overall, it could have been worse. I'm glad I didn't hold in hope. And then as for this trade, I'm very proud of this trade because it's everything that I want to see in a trade. And so there's an example of stuff not working out. Don't get greedy. What happens when you fight the market, and then what happens when things work out. And so I'll upload this video and I'll leave a link. And oh, also I want to thank everyone for being a subscriber. I hit over 500 subscribers, so I appreciate it. So if you like the video, if you don't like the video, still hit the like button or dislike, and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Why would you follow me if you don't like my video? Well, so you can comment on how much you don't like it, and subscribers are welcome, both positive and negative, so have fun. And thank you, and Hoppy Easter! Thank you.